Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for December 2017. This will be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. And I'd like to apologize for being late on getting your readings up. Very hectic past couple of weeks here. Now, without further ado, enough about me. Now I have all your cards shuffled. First set's laid out. We will be clarifying, so we're just getting started. Okay. Here's your first card, which is symbolic of where you're at right now. And this is the Nine of Wands in the reverse position. Now, this could indicate that you might be overly defensive or overly protective right now. Obstacles and delays, some of those can actually be self-created here. Disagreements can definitely pop up here, and whether you're right or whether you're wrong, you just want to try to look at the other person's side and be willing to hear them out, basically. Because if you try to see their side and you hear them out, it will actually help you to resolve this disagreement a lot faster. And you know, with this card, you may also need to reach out for help. You might have been putting some issues off, but now they are like just too big to ignore anymore. And you know, this could have been triggered by a sudden crisis, you know, maybe a tricky situation, but ultimately you may need to swallow your pride and ask for help. I mean, there are people out there that will be willing to help you, but you're going to have to ask. And you want to try to you know, not take things so seriously. I mean, granted, I know that you're going through problems, but try to find something to lighten the mood a little bit. You know, you don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. Yes, you may have a problem, but it may not be as big as you feel that it is. And even if it is big, trust me, you can get help. You just need to ask. Now we're going to clarify, so I'm going to shut up on this card for now. We'll see what develops. Okay, this is your circumstances card, and this is the Four of Swords in the reverse position. So with the Four of Swords in reverse, before you were retreating. You were kind of like in a period of isolation. You were resting. You had withdrawn. And you had went into that retreat mode because of being in a battle. Or potentially some of you may have simply went on vacation and have now returned. Returning to the day-to-day grind. Life can be a battle sometimes. But for some of you have been in a battle. And this was kind of like a temporary truce. And now you are back into action. You've come out of that isolation, that retreat mode, and you are back to the battle, so to speak. So you definitely want to be careful. Now, no big surprise. Taurus! We get the Faith card. So, this is basically your focus. The focus of the whole entire month and the focus of the readings here. So here we have the Faith card. This is also known as the Hierophant card as well. You know, this is all about traditional and conventional things such as the church, marriages, you know, things that are considered traditional and things that are established. It can also indicate the schooling system as well. But with the Faith card here, even though you may be in a traditional type of setting right now, you are still willing to buck that system, so to speak. Stubborn determination, because that's what Taurus is known for. You've got stubborn determination. But hey, that could be quite helpful, especially when you need to get something accomplished. Call on a Taurus. But you know, you could also be in a position of authority, or you could be asked to be in a position of authority. And others may seek you out for advice. And if others are seeking you out for advice, just try to be mindful that sometimes people can be a little scared that you might judge them. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. And please ignore my nails. I've been trying to put my tree together, do readings, and a million other things all at once. Wow. I'm gonna fix them. But I figured, you know, getting to the readings were more important at this point, so. Okay, this is the card of a passing nature. This is either your recent past, or this is something that you are still experiencing that is passing. Now, this is the Three of Cups in the reverse position. Now, with this, there was some overindulgence, which makes sense because Taurus loves food, and, well, we recently had Thanksgiving here in America, if you celebrate that holiday anyhow. But who doesn't love to eat? Anywho, this can indicate that you have been overindulgent. You know, that could be food, that could be alcohol, it could be sex, it could be many different things. You know, maybe you overdid a good thing. You know, with Taurus especially, you guys seem to have an all or nothing type of attitude. Like, I'm going to do it all the way, or I'm not going to do it at all. So, I'm not going to drink just one glass of wine. I'm going to drink the whole bottle. It's all or nothing. But, yes. So, you know, that can lead to too much of a good thing. Yeah, I would caution to try to be careful of appearing as overbearing. Sometimes what was good begins to cause pain here and unhappiness. Sometimes this can indicate a failure of a friendship or even a relationship, and you may need to grieve here. You may need to take back control of your life. And you also need to be aware of gossip, because gossip can occur when this card's in the reverse position. So some of you may have experienced gossip. You could have been the one gossiping, or you could be the object of gossip. And, you know, this can also indicate unrequited love. You know, maybe even an unwanted pregnancy. And rarely this can indicate a miscarriage or even an abortion. I don't even like bringing that up, but, you know, I have to. So, I've said it. We're moving forward. Okay. This is the card of your present. The here and now. Present. And this is the Devil in reverse. Thankfully, this nasty bastard is in the reverse position. So when the devil's in the reverse position, you are breaking the chains of bondage. And, you know, the devil is all about obsessions and fears, addictions. You know, a lot of times the devil card can indicate that there's an abusive relationship or situation going on. But now that the devil is reversed, maybe that abusive situation or condition or relationship is coming to an end. You know, when the devil is reversed, we've just kind of seen things for what they are, and we are like, enough is enough. I've had it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not living like this anymore. You know, so, and sometimes this can also indicate that you have kicked an addiction. So for those of you who have kicked an addiction, I'd like to say congratulations and welcome to your new life. We don't want this type of energy holding us back, because the devil card, it wants to keep us stuck in fear, thinking that we need the very thing that is hurting us, but we don't really need it. So whatever you may be obsessed with, or what you fear, or any type of addictions, or a relationship, or a person, whatever it is, you're finally throwing those chains off and saying, nope, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not doing it again. I'm done. Now this is the card of your near future. This is the Knight of Cups. So with the Knight of Cups, you may receive a romantic message. Maybe even a proposal. You know, a new relationship can occur here, or maybe a relationship will be offered, and generally just opening your heart to the possibilities of a relationship here. And the Knight of Cups, you know, he definitely represents, you know, art, poetry, music, you know, so you never know, you may receive a romantic message, you know, that contains poetry. Who knows? Or maybe you might be drawn to those type of things yourself. Maybe you do poetry. Maybe you make music. But I'd like to also say you need to beware of letting an obsession with a partner turn into an addiction, because sometimes that can happen here. Now this energy has not arrived yet. You know, this will be about a week or two out. For some of you, you may be experiencing it right now, but for some of you, this may be a week or two out. So this energy will be coming. Okay, this card position is your attitude. And this is the Hanging Man in the reverse position. So with the Hanging Man, you're hanging on to the past. Maybe you're hanging on to a person or a situation that's from the past. You know, you have changed, and you can no longer deny it. You are a changed person. You are not who you used to be. And sometimes this can indicate that you're fearing that change. And even though you know and you feel deep within that you have changed, it's like some of you may still be fearing what that change will bring. You know, it's kind of like one step into the present / type future, and then there's like one foot stuck in the past and the present, you know, like you're too scared to move forward because, you know, the old seems more comfortable. But you don't want to cling to the past. You want to let the past go. As hard as that may be, you want to let it go. You know, you are whole and complete now. And you don't need the people or the situations that you've been clinging to. You are complete and whole without those situations and people. You don't really need them. They're just familiar, and that's why some of you may be clinging on to it, is because it's familiar. But don't be afraid to just let go and move forward. It's in your best interest. Okay, this is how other people would see you. And here we have the King of Cups. So with the King of Cups, he can appear to others like he is cool and calm on the outside, but he's emotional on the inside. But this king can detach from his emotions. And he's also a wise counselor, a teacher. And he's also someone that can handle the rocky emotional situations. He's a really good counselor. And maybe you are, Taurus. Maybe you are a really good listener. Maybe because you've been through a lot of things through your life that you were able to counsel others about theirs. This truly makes sense, considering a lot of people will seek you out for answers. This makes sense. Okay, this is our hopes and fears position, and we have the 7 of coins here. So this is our Saturn and Taurus card as well. So this would definitely be more of a hope. The 7 of Pentacles, it's reaping what you sow. So after much hard work, the harvest is in, and it's good. And this can also indicate improved finances. So of course this would be a hope, because what Taurus doesn't want more money? I mean, hello. That's a hope. That's what we're working towards, right? Okay, for the final outcome card, we have the Strength card in the reverse position. So when Strength is in the reverse position, she is no longer in control. That Tiger is at the top. So this indicates that fear is in control rather than you being in control. You're letting your fear control you. And maybe you have self-doubt. Maybe you're lacking courage. Overindulgence can also come up with this card. And there's a need to be flexible. I'm so sorry, Taurus. I know. You guys are pretty stubborn, and this is calling for flexibility here. You see, when Strength is reversed, sometimes when we're trying to make a point to someone, sometimes we can be a bit too forceful in trying to make our point, when really you don't need to be forceful. All you need is unconditional love and understanding to make your point. But when we have fears getting the better of us, our best side doesn't necessarily come out here. So definitely want to be careful of that. But you definitely want to be flexible. I'm sorry, I know it's not really your forte, but some of you can be flexible. It just depends on your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, for the bottom of the deck, we get the Page of Coins in the reverse position. So this can indicate that your energies are scattered. There's a need here to be patient. You know, and you want to be kindful to yourself as well. You need to figure out what is blocking your progress. And sometimes this can indicate that upsetting, disappointing messages may be coming in. And those messages may be regarding finances. But you don't want to beat yourself up too much, Taurus. I'm telling you. You need to be more kind to yourself, because beating yourself up over a situation will not help anything. It just will kind of push you further down into it. And we don't want to do that. Come on now. But Taurus is just so hard on themselves. I mean, you guys want that money, and you want to make sure you have that financial security, especially for your family, and I get it. But you don't want to beat yourself down over it either. It's life. You know, things happen, things come up. Okay, let's get to clarifying here. Good. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Determined. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Hey, there we go. Okay, we clarify the 9 of Wands in the reverse position, and we get the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups, you know, maybe you're making a sacrifice to achieve the peace here. You know, the peace and contentment. You know, maybe you're making a sacrifice for someone that you love. This makes the most sense to me. Also, you know, when this battle or this disagreement comes up, try to look at the situation through loving eyes, loving and understanding, listening to their side, hearing them out, because that can resolve the problem. Okay, we clarify the 4 of Swords in the reverse position, and we get the 5 of Wands here. So, yeah, like I said, back into action after retreat and isolation, back to the battle, so to speak. And yes, 5 of Wands definitely indicates the battle that's been going on. You know, this is your circumstances. The 5 of Wands is about confusion and struggles and conflicts. You know, these guys are fighting, but, you know, to be honest with you, they don't even really know why they're fighting. But they just know they're fighting. And sometimes that's how arguments can be, you know. And it's almost like they were caught off guard. Yeah, caught off guard. So maybe that, you know, maybe you've been experiencing conflicts with someone in your life, and you guys have just argued so much that you don't even remember why the argument began. Because sometimes that can happen. Or it could just simply feel like endless conflicts and battles. Okay, we clarify our faith card, and we get the Princess of Pentacles. Now, this could be new info, new information that challenges you to reevaluate everything that you know about a person or a situation. You know, this could be a lover or a friend, you know, and they could potentially reveal a side of their personality that you never suspected. And this can also indicate that you're expanding your skills and knowledge which definitely goes hand in hand with the Faith card, because the Faith card also rules education, the educational system. But yes, you may get to see a side of someone that you never knew existed. And yes, this says Princess of Pentacles, but this can be a male or a female energy. This can also be a child. And this was our focus cards. So some of you could be having issues with your child. Well, I'm going to say some of you could be having issues with your children. Maybe it's one child. Maybe some of you have 2 children. Maybe 3 children, because we have 3 pages here, essentially. A princess is a page. You know, it's the same as a page in other decks. And sometimes when we have 2 or more, it can also indicate maybe an immature energy. So maybe you might be dealing with someone that's more immature, or at worst, maybe you're acting immature. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying it's possible. But overall, some of you may be having problems with your children. Some of you may be having problems with a romantic lover, a spouse, or a friend. Maybe that romantic lover, spouse, or friend shows you a whole different side that you never knew they had. Uh-oh. There we go. Now we clarify the 3 of Cups in the reverse position, and we get the Princess of Wands. So with the Princess of Wands, lots of messages are coming in. And this overall energy is impulsive and dramatic. And this can also indicate a creative solution to a problem. Just like automatically we have a creative solution that's like a whole new approach to fixing a problem. And there's definitely a problem here with the 3 of Cups in reverse, you know. Some of you may be experiencing friendship, relationships, breaking up. Some of you may be getting a divorce or considering a divorce. Overindulgence, overdoing a good thing. But hey, sudden solution here. But this was our passing nature card. So now we're moving forward. This is going to be the present, the here and the now type of energy. We had the Devil card in reverse, and now we've clarified and we get the 9 of Wands upright. So when the 9 of Wands is upright, you are standing your ground. You are prepared for a battle. You are being defensive, but you are also being protective, and preparation and strength is needed for the opposition that may arrive. And sometimes with this, sometimes if you plan for this battle to happen and you're completely prepared for it, sometimes with us being prepared for it, it may not even happen because we're standing there so defensive and we're just ready for something to pop off. And sometimes when we take that stance and we're ready to battle, sometimes that can make the battle itself completely go away. And for some, you know, some will be so intimidated, like, oh no, yeah, I'm running. I'm not doing this. So, forewarned is forearmed. So definitely prepare. But seeing how this is on the Devil card in the reverse, where you broke the shackles that have been binding you to all these negative fears and obsessions, addictions, and abusive conditions, you're standing your ground like, I ain't gonna take no more. Enough is enough, damn it. That's right. I actually love those two energies together. This is our near future card, the Knight of Cups. We clarified, we get the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse position. So with the Eight of Pentacles here, you don't want to push to make things happen. You know, sometimes you may be feeling impatient and frustrated here. You want to try to not be overly concerned about your image. You know, you may have a limited view, and that limited view could be of your ego. Don't shoot the messenger, but I gotta say it. Sometimes this can indicate that this is a false security. Sometimes this can also indicate that you are just simply unsatisfied with your job or your career, and you're feeling unappreciated. This could be at work, or this could even be in your home life, but most likely work. You know, and sometimes this card can also indicate that there are unsafe work conditions. So yeah, we definitely want to be careful with that. But considering that it's combined with the Knight of Cups, I would really take your time. If someone new comes into your life here fairly soon, since this is a near future card, you want to take care and make sure that they don't have any hidden motivations. Because with this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse position, you know, this is false security. So maybe they'll present themselves in a certain way or in a certain light, but really it's false. So you just want to examine their motives. Make sure that they're being true, that they are there for the right reasons. Because you want to make sure you ain't about to get taken advantage of. We don't need that shit. No, no, no. So definitely examine their motives. Okay, this position was your attitude. We had the Hanging Man card in the reverse position. And now we get the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords, you know, this is a breakthrough, you know, mental clarity. You're able to cut through to the heart of the matter. You know, you were just simply fired up. You were ready to make this change and to let all the things go in the past and move forward with this new beginning. So you may initially feel like you want to cling to the past, but that energy is going to pass super soon, because you're really ready for this new beginning. And something else I want to mention here, seeing as how we have two aces, we have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Someone may be pregnant. Maybe this is a friend, maybe this is a family member, maybe this is a co-worker. But more than likely, this will be someone that you know and that you love. This could even be you. So you definitely want to be careful, especially if you're not wanting to be pregnant. You might want to take some extra precautions this month. Okay, this was the position of how other people see you. We had the King of Cups, and we clarified. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. So with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, it's time to recognize and accept your need for stability and nurturing relationships. You really need a stable, nurturing type of relationship in your life, whether you want to admit it or not. But you need it. And you know, there's like a fear of failure here. You know, sometimes this can be a suspicious nature, a lack of motivation, maybe a neglect of responsibilities, which I would not normally say that about Taurus, but I gotta throw that out here. It may resonate with a few of you. And you know, there could be confusion, anxiety. Maybe you're just afraid to start something new. I feel like a lot of you desire to start something new, to have something new and good where there will be complete loyalty and dedication to one another, but I feel like at the same time you guys are a little scared of it as well. And I can't really blame you considering how this appears. So we want to make sure that you guys are in, you know, if you get involved into a relationship, you want to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, especially if you're leaving a relationship or if you've just recently had a relationship breakup, or if you're going through a divorce. You want to be careful to not rush things. It's kind of conflicting, I know, I get it, but you know, I gotta say it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, regardless of what I say, I want you guys to take what you want out of my readings and to hell with the rest, okay? You guys know what is best for you, okay? Only you know that. And I'd also like to mention that sometimes just simply changing one way of thinking and deciding I'm not going to be this way, sometimes that can change an entire reading, because we do have free will. So do remember that. You're in control of your life, and only you know what's best for you. Now, this was our hopes and fears position. We clarify the 7 of coins, and now we get the 6 of swords in the reverse position. So with the 6 of swords in reverse, you know, there's kind of like a feeling of being locked into a difficult situation, or a situation with mental and physical abuse, but you're being asked to rise above it. So I feel like this is kind of like a hope and a fear all in one. It's like you've worked so hard and you finally get those coins, you know, but then it's kind of like you feel like you're stuck, you're trapped in a bad situation. And this would be like a home life situation. Okay, we clarified the Strength card, which is our final outcome card, and we get the 7 of Cups. So, with the 7 of Cups, you know, this is about making emotional choices and decisions. You know, you need to rise above your fears and your circumstances. And you want to be careful of wishful thinking, because wishful thinking won't get you far. It's like faith without action is useless. You need to also be careful of temptation. Sometimes one of these choices can yank us right off our path even more. And see, the Strength reversed here is indicating possible overindulgence as well. And that can come up here too. You know, this could also be confusion. And as the old saying goes, not all that glitters is gold. Because sometimes something may look like it's going to be a fantastic way to go, like a fantastic decision to make. Like, this is going to give me all I've been working for and wanting to achieve. You know, it may appear like that's exactly what I want, but it can be an illusion. And that's what makes this card so tricky. So when you get the Seven of Cups, you really need to go within and really question yourself. What do you want? What makes the most sense here? Because you have to make the right choice for you. But ultimately, we want that choice to help you to bring this Strength card back up here, because sometimes when Strength is in the reverse position, we're just kind of being weak and ineffectual, and we're doing it to ourselves because we're letting fear control us. And you don't want to get too fearful about what decision you make either. So again, I know this is kind of like contradictions, but you just got to go within and make a choice. Don't overly dramatize it, make it more into something that it's not. Just, you know, go within and make a choice, because you are being presented some choices and you're going to have to make a choice on which way to go. Now the bottom card of our clarifying deck here is the Hanged Man in the upright position. So the Hanged Man is about making sacrifices that you've never made before. You know, this is about letting go and surrendering. And when we let go and we surrender, this is how we win. So if you want to be victorious and you want to win, you need to let go and surrender. Because if you do so, this is how we win. You know, this is about changing your priorities. This is like a spiritual awakening. He is up on this cross by his own choice. It's not like someone nailed him up there. He is up there by his own choice. Because he wants to go in introspective, essentially. He wants to go inside so that he can speak to God. You could call it meditation, if you will. He is there because he is contemplating what he should do, which way he should go. And he is trying to get some answers from God, or the universe, if you will. But overall, this is a spiritual awakening. And sometimes when you sacrifice the self, the ego, you will emerge victorious. You want to release things instead of trying to force things. So just remember, when you feel like you have to force something, just stop, surrender, let it happen. Let it happen. Don't force. Let it happen. Because if you let it happen and you surrender to it and you just let go of your own control over the situation, that's how you're gonna win, Taurus. Oh, this is good. I mean, at least it gives you a solution here. Doesn't leave you completely hanging. This is how you win. Surrendering, letting go. Okay, normally I only bring out 3 cards, but I had 5 fall out of the deck when I was shuffling, so that's what we're going to do, is 5. That makes sense for sure. Okay. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Then we get the Nine of Water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. So this is a wish come true. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And we all know that Taurus, y'all are passionate. Sensual. Now we get the Eight of Water. Now, this is a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. Which totally makes sense. Spiritual. The desire for something more spiritual. Maybe some of you guys have had relationships that were more basic on the surface type relationships. Maybe some of you are now wanting a relationship that is truly spiritual. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type of an expectation. Then we get the Two of Earth here. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So the Two of Earth is kind of like juggling. Should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? Or sometimes you might have more than one thing to choose from. Maybe you have more than one person to choose from. But it's up to you to make up your mind. But you will have to make a decision. Is it safe for you to love? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Then we get the Three of Air, which is great sadness. Take the time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. The Three of Air is like heartbreak, separation, anxiety. It's emotional pain. The Three of Air makes you feel like you've been abandoned, rejected. Sometimes it can also indicate a third-party situation that you had been involved in maybe in the past. And maybe now you're questioning, is it even safe to love? Because I've been through hell here. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Don't force. Don't force. Then we get the Ten of Earth. A very happy family, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Hey! This is the Ten of Pentacles. This is a fantastic card, especially for finances, you know, and a happy family life. But this is the type of, you know, the Ten of Earth can be wealth, you know, not just some money, it's like wealth. But you don't want to try to control the situation. You need to give in, you need to surrender, let it unfold naturally. Because when you push, you're being forceful. And if you're being forceful and you push, you could push this right away from you. So be careful. Okay, my bulls, I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys next month. So for now, blessings of healing, prosperity, and love, and I will talk to you guys next month. Bye.